my screen. There we go. And now I open up Spotify. The beginning part of this fucking video on YouTube is gonna be very, very boring because it's gonna be silence for 30 seconds.
That's okay.
Where's my note? Where's my note?
Super
Copyright
sweet.
music. Stream beats. There we go. Oh no! What I did last time is I went to YouTube and just grabbed.
Monster cat.
Alright, so I have 7 hours of music loaded up.
Good thing we'll need more than that.
Alright. I'm trying to give. Remember, this. I was gonna say content first. I want Alex to have something to edit. So say penis maybe 5 times. Alex, have fun with that.
Okay. Penis in my ass. Penis in Alex's ass. Penis in Alex's mouth.
Mississippi's
Penis in my
pussies.
ear. Penis.
Alright, cool. I'm glad we got that out.
Yep. Penis.
Alright. So, we're just gonna go straight into it. Because I could not be asked. We could wait a little bit if you feel like it. We can just talk until something happens.
It's up to you.
Normally I like people to chat with, but like, or chat to chat with, but I could care less if, because these videos are gonna get uploaded anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we could just start it like a video and whoever joins.
Yeah, we could start like a video. And you already had your introduction, so it's not like I have to introduce you again.
Well, yeah, I just kind of have to do like the little fucking welcome back.
Yeah, I'll hit you with the YouTube. Yeah, should I hit you with the YouTube audio? I was thinking about just recording it in Audacity and sending it to Alex as an audio file.
You could.
But I'll do before every video. Be like, hey guys, welcome back. Yeah, like so fucking.
Today
like
we're gonna be shoving 12 milk cartons up my fucking ass. Smash
That's-
that subscriber button.
No, I gotta hit him with a real one. Gotta be like fucking. I don't know. It's the energy. It's the acting almost. Oh god. Yeah, the cartoon like nervous noise. Okay. Well, that's it. Okay, no. Welcome to episode 3 of the Suffering Circle podcast. I am actually really excited to talk about today, strictly because it's about a game that I've been passionate about for I don't know how long. Was it like 6 years? Almost 6 years, right? Yeah, it's almost 6 years. My very first person shooter and probably my favorite game to have come out ever, to be completely honest. We're talking about Overwatch today, more specifically Overwatch 2. And today, joining me fresh off the beta servers the next day, I got SQUEESH and just SQUEESH.
Woot. Woot.
Woot. Woot. Now, I just kind of want to address the elephant in the room with Overwatch, and Overwatch 2 is Overwatch 2 a different game than Overwatch 1? Is it?
I think that Overwatch 2 is a glorified it's what Overwatch 1 should have been since the get-go.
Ah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, they should have just done it this way the whole time.
Yeah. Because it's the same game in a sense, but like every single aspect is just better.
It's like they improved upon the formula.
Yeah, they finally understood what it meant to like make a game that people enjoy.
I mean, hey, it took them 6 years and 3 years waiting for the beta to launch. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god, people. When we're in the live channel, it means we are live. Not free roam joining. Oh, my fault, Tim. Alright. Sorry, I got a message. I think Overwatch 2 is Like, yeah, exactly how you said. Just the better version of Overwatch 1. It's basically the same game concept, but it just feels better.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially when you're not playing on 60 hertz anymore, like I was.
Dude, you're playing on a PowerPoint presentation. I don't understand how the fuck you played it. Dude.
Dude, I've been shitting on kids with 60 hertz. No, Overwatch 2, like just off of like I don't know, cause like I'm like everybody knows I was more skeptical of Overwatch 2 than probably anybody that I know. I was like one of the forefront people that was saying that it was gonna be trash, and that it was gonna be horrible and blah 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 blah. And then like now that it's been out for a little bit and I've had the opportunity to like play it and like learn it and like watch the pros play it and add that into my own gameplay, like Overwatch 2 is just so much fun. Like it just feels so refreshing
That's what I
to
was
play
gonna
a
say.
game that's just fun for once in a while. Like it just seemed like honestly like playing Overwatch 1 was fun with when I scrimmed it, but other than that it just felt like a chore. Like
Mm-hmm. I remember a bunch of content. Well, the thing is that from our perspective, new content for Overwatch can be just about anything that isn't the base game that it is already. So new content, um, what is it? New content like skins, new maps, new modes, all that is like heavily endorsed. Realistically, that's all they really did with like they basically just made an experimental card. Big stretch. Squish, you have to stretch. Someone redeem. Someone got to redeem stretch. But we're so starved for Overwatch content because the game modes like when Junker's Town or Junker Stein or whatever the fuck the Halloween event came out the first time was nuts. Lucio Ball nuts. Squish has to do it too.
it did.
Yeah, he
You didn't hear
did.
my stretch noise?
But
It's like a
those
whale.
when those modes came out, it was great. But what I was saying with the experimental card is they basically just made it a game mode into a whole new game in my eyes. That's what I was looking at. But when they changed the characters, how they looked, how the game sounded and felt, the aspects of like what you don't realize goes into a game really make it matter. Like the elim sounds, the fucking like the ping system, even if it's light, like the sounds, the feeling, the chunkiness of the characters, the new voice lines, the sounds of the guns. It just it feels like a new game that isn't actually a new game.
It's just like a bunch of quality of life things, I feel like, because a
Mm-hmm.
bunch like just the way everything feels and the way like the game plays and like you freak out over that, especially since we've been in such a drought for content. Like any little thing they add will keep us, going. As long as
Afloat.
it's just something little. I don't care if they change Junkrat's hair color. Like it's just something. Like it's been so bad and so long since we've had anything meaningful in an update other than like new bug detected on Hanamura. Like
Yeah.
it's been so bad, and just feeling the game feel like it feels like I played it for the first time again. And it's just that feeling that you get when you finally play the game, like a new game, and it just feels like you want to continue to play it over and over and over again. Like
Mm-hmm.
Overwatch finally has that feel again, and it's really good.
Yeah, it's because when we started playing Overwatch the first time, I don't know if you remember from your own experience, but you loved the game. There was like this feeling of like, oh my god, all these characters interact so differently. And when the new heroes came out, that was the content we looked forward to. It made every
Mm-hmm.
patch feel better. It changed team metas. It changed like the definition of how you play Overwatch. And I feel like now that we have Junker Queen, which we will talk about, and we have like the 5v5 and everyone has those changes, it feels like there's a different way to approach Overwatch now, which
Oh
is
yeah,
probably why it doesn't feel like the Overwatch it felt like original.
you have to relearn everything essentially, like, cause
Mm.
I think what happened with Overwatch 1 is they got to the point where they added so many new things, and like some things were broken that never got fixed. They got to a point where the meta really couldn't shift that drastically unless they made like a drastic change, which ended up screwing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got into like the double shield meta, and everybody hated that. And then it
And
was just
Brig.
it was just so messy. It always felt messy. Like this, it feels like they have like a new chance to like restart in a sense and like try to
Mm-hmm.
form the meta off of like what everybody else is saying rather than like their own dumb mistakes. Um, and so I don't know. It just feels like overall the game's in a really good spot right now. It feels like a lot of things are viable to play,
Mhm.
and you can enjoy kind of playing the game however you want to.
I feel like they're
Um,
gonna get to a point where they add new content to the game, and they're gonna do the whole siege thing where they let you ban characters at the beginning of
I
competitive
would
matches.
I would love that. Like I would
Because you can
love
go
if they
against the
popped up
grain.
three maps. You could ban them or like vote for a map or whatever,
Mhm.
or like something like that, or do like the ban character system. Each team gets to ban like two characters or something. That would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
I
That'd be
think
so cool.
I think that's what Overwatch should do when it comes to the competitive scene. Also, I know we saw it when we were playing together, but the QP under competitive rules is just a temporary thing until competitive is added again. So
Oh,
there's
that
never,
sucks.
yeah. So depending, I guess, on how well received it is, quick play will just go back to the way it was normally. This is just a replacement for competitive play
I don't
temporarily.
like that. I think that's stupid. I honestly have been enjoying quick play so much more because it's like you get to feel like you're playing comp.
You actually play the map. You don't play
That's what
like
I'm
the off
saying,
end of
yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's just so bad. I don't understand why it's ever been just like the one-sided thing.
Because they're lazy and they don't want to hold game servers that long. They just want games to be over and done with as fast as possible.
I don't I don't know. I think like it's better. Like you want the quick play people to cuz you know how people are. There's quick play warriors out there and I feel like they would enjoy if the game was like both sides cuz if they go against a team that's trash talking,
Like a
then they can be
QP
like,
nature.
yeah, and then you can see like who really is the better team, you know? Like the
Hmm.
quick play warriors I feel like would enjoy having both sides or like offense and defense rather than just playing a map that like especially like a defensive heavy map that you get. Like if you
Yeah.
have a defensive heavy map, it's
That's
just
another thing
not
that
fair.
people don't realize is that just because you're good on attack does not mean you're good on defense. Like,
Yeah, there's maps that are just specifically catered towards offense and defense.
hmm just like where you spawn, what natural
Mhm.
cover you have around you,
Yep.
corners, all those other technical things that I don't get into. Those things now exist in the quick play realm of, you have to start thinking about what to do on attack and defense and say going, oh, it's defense, I can just cheese this one character. It's like, no, we can't do that on offense, right? Kind
And
of
another
forces
thing
people to
is,
play more heroes.
yeah, and another thing is like some people really enjoy certain maps, and like for example, like I used to always get Kings Row on quick play, and I would be like, please get attack, please. I love attacking on Kings Row, and I would always get defense, and then I just never get the map for the rest of the 2 weeks I play the game.
Yeah, I
Like
guess
it's
dumb.
just so frustrating. Like I want to enjoy the map. Like let me play the map. Like I don't want it to be over in 2 minutes because I full hold them on first point. Like it's just so dumb.
I think that was one of the things that I was into. I really enjoyed what map was it? I was a big Ilios fan for a little bit, but I think when Eichenwald came out and like I was playing Junkrat a lot, I found a lot of ways like the Doomfist rollout on the far workaround where you can go around the right
Yeah.
side. Yeah, there's a way for Junkrat to also do that, and Junkrat can also sail the buildings, like the broken one right in front of you when you're attack spawning. You can also jump over the right ones, right over bridge, and you can sail across them. And just the feeling of being able to go, oh, and Dorado, when you're second point holding, just before they get inside the Lumerico building, you can jump from that like spawn capture point all the way to the first point gate, and you can jump over that giant building as Junkrat and you
Oh
could
well.
just appear in their team, and that's what I do 90% of the time. I appear and I rip tire, and I get like 3 every time,
Yeah.
like an aquamarine tire. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, I think that like honestly, I don't think they need to revert it because like sometimes I want to play Overwatch casually. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like quick play is just chill, you know.
Yeah,
But
it's
like
a
I
it's a
want,
mind off.
yeah, but I want to be able to like play it how the game is meant to be played in a sense. I just feel
Hmm.
like
The game
quick
was
play just
made with
feels
a
so bad.
yeah. I remember reading something that Overwatch had the intention to be a competitively played game. Like it wasn't meant to be a casual game. They
Well, yeah, I
originally
mean,
created it for the sole purpose of it being a league or like a streamable esports game.
but that's the thing is like Overwatch, there's not another game on the market currently that feels like Overwatch or plays like
If
Overwatch.
you, I was
Like
gonna say, if anyone
Overwatch
says
is so
paladins, mm.
well, Paladin, I mean, I guess Paladins, but like it doesn't Paladin sucks. Like Like, Overwatch is just such a fundamentally different game than any other game out there, and it just feels so good to play as a team in the game. Like,
Hmm.
I've scrimmed multiple different games in my life, but like, Overwatch is by far the most fun to scrim in.
Hmm.
Like, by far.
My my wife was a black. I know. Is it what is it? A Call of Duty Ghosts, which she was in tournaments
Hmm.
when that game was probably, I have to say, big at its own point. It had its own little community of esports players technically, and she played in tournaments and participated and competed. And Overwatch was the closest thing I've ever done to scrimming, and I feel like Overwatch 2 is going to change my mentality when it comes to scrimming, because now I don't play the heroes I normally play anymore. With scrims, I'll be playing characters that I don't necessarily always play and really have had no need to play, right? Because with one extra tank, one extra rotations of ultimates, everything can be balanced like 2-2-2. Like everything's even. You use one ult to complement the other, and so on and so forth. But now that there's a lot less shielding, there's a lot less stuns, and what you have for hard CC is like Junker Queen, ults, Ana nade, like even just like Roadhog's ult ish. You don't really have much in terms of like, what was I gonna say? You don't have much in terms to worry about with certain characters or playing them, so they're gonna become meta again. I don't know. It's just the way that I play Overwatch 1 is gonna be different from when I play Overwatch 2. So I feel like, yeah, what you said, I have to relearn it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, there's like passive players, I feel like are gonna be the ones that struggle the most on Overwatch 2, just due to the fact that passive players always look for like that prime opportunity to do something. Rather, like in Overwatch 2, it feels like it's gonna be more of like a proactive game. Like the
Mm-hmm.
more your DPS are doing on their own, or like the more your tank is, finding little places to go in or little things to do. Like if as long, I feel like the more proactive team is gonna be the team that wins the fight most of the time, because like there's nothing to stop the teams from doing what they want to do anymore. Like
But
there's
that's what
no
you're
like
seeing in
stun
Overwatch 2.
chains.
That's what you're seeing in the league right now, right? You're
Oh
seeing
yeah.
players be more proactive. Like, do you see? I want to talk about this real quick because I was fucking baffled. Valiant beat Mayhem, or Washington Justice. Sorry, Valiant reverse swept Washington.
I have not got to that point yet. I just finished Dallas Fuel versus uh, Vancouver.
Well, I'll
But
just
like
hit you.
that,
I'll hit you with the spoilers.
yeah.
They reverse swept them.
Well,
Valiant.
that's the thing. The thing about Washington is they're an extremely good team when they're playing well. Like they're very
Mhm.
inconsistent. Like
That's
when
the.
Washington Justice is playing well, like they are hard to beat. But when they're playing mediocre, they look like shit.
I want fucking San Francisco to go against Valiant because Valiant's I think 1-7 right now. They were 0-7 before the Washington match,
Yeah.
and San Francisco's undefeated. Of course, the three-time champ. Probably they won season 3, they won season 4, and they're gonna win season 5. They don't have Super though. I want to say I love Super. I'm a big Super fan,
Yeah.
but they don't
I
have the
think
tanks that they used to.
well the thing is like the meta as it is currently is more of like a Sigma like ball monk like Doom even like I feel like with especially when they just picked up Mikey, like Mikey's ball is ridiculous. Like that dude just does not fucking die.
Hmm.
So like I don't know, they're looking extremely like and they have proper like that's just the best DPS in the league.
They have
It's
proper,
crazy.
yeah,
That dude is crazy. His
dude.
tracer is just not even close to anybody else's.
Oh, dude, Overwatch 2 has just been such a fun experience. Like the esports community's been enjoying it, the streamers have been enjoying it, the community's been enjoying it. All the information they share is so well received. Like when they dropped the first ever like little teaser on Junker Queen, when they were talking about the release date on the 4th or the 28th, yesterday.
Yeah.
They released all that stuff and just all the knowledge they're sharing, their roadmaps, their all their this, you know, what we already come to as common knowledge when the game is going to release, it's free to play, all this shit. Finally being able to hear from the developers themselves is so nice. I know what's
Yeah.
happening at all points. I know when the game's coming out, and I know what to expect. Like the Genji skins, the battle
Battle
passes.
Pass, all that. Yeah, I think they're finally understanding that the people are tired of their bullshit, and if they don't fix this game, then they're not coming back.
Because
So,
Overwatch 2 is their saving grace.
well, that's what I'm saying. They've put all their eggs into one basket, so they don't have any room for error. So I think they're finally starting to like try to make the game good and try to connect with the community rather than just doing what they want to do.
Yeah, which is what they should have done because no one understands the game better besides the developer. No one understands the game better than the developers than the community. The community understands, feels, plays, experiences the game more than the developers because we find different ways to abuse tactics and find underhanded ways of existing in the game. And they don't look for those things because they just find what they think is balanced.
Yeah, and I think like I think with Overwatch 2, like the thing is gonna be fun about it is like there's gonna be so many different metas like coming up, like especially with new releases of heroes, new balance changes. Like the meta is gonna feel fresh all the time, like in the upcoming like months. And I think that's gonna be really fun because it's gonna force us to like like learn new characters like that we weren't learning before. Like for example, like I'm probably gonna have to learn like Tracer. I'm gonna have to like learn Widow and shit like that because it's like some of these maps are like double hit scan. So like I'm being forced to learn new heroes, which is fun for me because I've always wanted to learn these heroes, but I was just too bad at them and I didn't need to learn them, so I just didn't care, you know? So it's like now I have to learn them, so I'm like excited about it because I can like finally put my time and effort into something that's enjoyable rather than sitting there and playing Echo Respawn Simulator for 14 hours a day. Like
They
it's
have
just it's so refreshing.
I saw a Reddit post where there's a new meta called vampirism, and essentially what it or like something death, but essentially you play characters that leech off your enemies. So the meta strat for that comp is Brig Moira with a Junker Queen and Reaper, and then you throw Sojourn in there. And it's supposed to basically be a self-sustaining comp where you get your healing from dealing damage to the enemy. And that's why Junker Queen's bleed isn't that intense, because if you turn up her bleed effect, you turn up her healing. And if you turn down her healing, then she becomes even more unviable. So it's a delicate balance of like, hey, this character does too much initial burst damage and her decay is too hard. Well, also she won't die because of her commanding shout and her bleed vampirism, right?
Yeah, I don't think she'll be bad. I honestly think that Junker Queen will be good as in like a brawlish type meta. Because like I feel like on these closer maps, like if she's able to just run into the enemy team with like a brawl team, like I feel like she can be decent.
With especially with all of her like the abilities at her disposal, the bleed, the axe, the
Like
knife,
shout,
the
that's
pole.
gonna be huge for like engaging.
The
Or
shout's really
disengaging.
good for taking over the nerf that all the DPS characters technically got with their movement speed buff being taken away. But they also got the 30% alt transfer.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fair balance. If you switch between DPS and you want to do it for like one last team fight, at least you have a good chance of getting your ultimate. You're not starting from zero.
Yeah.
I like Overwatch 2. I genuinely don't think though that I'll go back much to Overwatch 1 when the game like fully launches. I feel like I'll be locked to
Well, aren't the
Overwatch.
servers shutting down?
Huh?
I think they're shutting Overwatch 1 down when it comes out.
No, they're not.
They're not anymore?
Not for a while anyway. I know they're gonna keep Overwatch 1 live for a while.
No one's gonna play it.
Yeah, you say it, you'd be surprised. A lot of people still constantly play old Call of Duty games, even though Call of Duty basically has the same kind of update pattern Overwatch 2 is going for, where they add just slightly new mechanics and a battle pass, is what Modern Warfare was. And people are still playing Cold War.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So,
I just feel like it'll be more dead than it already is.
yeah, you might, because I've been going into games getting the same people over and over again. Like, and that's even in quick play, like the most casual. If you're going into competitive, people only play Overwatch 1 now for the competitive aspect, just like getting their placements done, getting golden guns on that. Then that data being transferred to Overwatch 2 for Overwatch 2's beta.
I'm just excited because like all these maps that we haven't got back yet, like they're working on them. So like every time we get a new map back, it's gonna feel new even though it's old. Because like like it's different now.
They didn't really add anything like on Dorado. They added like obviously the time of day. They added cars, like a few new walls on Gibraltar. They added a few new like little like on high ground. They added a new barrier when you're defending first, like before they touch cart.
Yeah.
And it's also daytime, I guess. Fucking when they released Kings Row. What map was it that I was looking forward to? I kind of wanted to see where they would bring eco points and all the deathmatch maps if they're not going to do anything to them. I want them to do something to it. Like, I want Chateau Giald in nighttime. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they could change the daytime and stuff on those as well.
That's what they were talking about, is having each map have a nighttime and daytime rotation. So depending on... That was one of the things that they were talking about in like one of the developer updates, or not updates in live streams, where they were thinking about having it so it's locally synced. So depending on your time of day, that's the color of the map.
What?
That's the shade of the map, yeah. So if you're playing Gibraltar in the morning, you'll be playing morning Gibraltar. But if you're playing at midnight, it'll be dark Gibraltar.
But what if we're playing in a game where like you're playing with somebody that's on the west coast and you're on the east coast and you're duoed?
That's the thing. It's local. It's not going to be like exact precise timing, but even when you think about it, for the time zones like West Coast and East Coast, for you, you're East Coast, right? What time is it for you right now?
4:01.
I'm West Coast. It's 2:01. So the maps aren't going to be like, oh my god, it's going to be high noon, or it's going to be like 8 a.m. and you're going to be able to tell. It's going to be like, hey, if it's past this certain time, like let's say 2 o'clock in the afternoon, then everything's going to be daytime, and then when it's past like 6, it'll be all nighttime, right? Or like evening. Yeah, so it's not going to be like, oh, you're going to load up and it's going to be fucking 7 o'clock at night perfectly. It's just going to be like, oh, it's dark out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if they fucking did that all locally so it shows your time zone, that'd be fucking ridiculous.
That'd be fucking insane.
I'd make Overwatch a little bit more enthralling, but I don't need to be sucked into the game any more than I already am.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and I know you have an account called Fly, and I'm asking you this just cause. How do you feel about Echo and Pharah in Overwatch 2?
Echo is obviously just still meta in some comps. She's ran a lot. It just depends on the map and stuff, but I don't know if Pharah has been ran in the Pro League and stuff a little bit, but not like enough to be called meta. I feel like she's just kind of like a comfort pick or like a pop-off pick.
She's a comfort pick for that one character, one person, I forget what their name is.
Like Jinmu runs her.
Jinmu, yeah.
I just feel like, I don't know, because even when people run Pharah, she just doesn't have a lot of impact. Because a lot of people I feel like especially since there's a lot less to look at as far as like for DPS, they're able to kind of like do their own thing. It's very easy for a Pharah to just be heavily focused if that's like the goal for the enemy team. I don't know, it's just one of those things I'm gonna have to play around with and see like, how it works, because I just feel like unless there's, and you also have to mercy pocket the Pharah too, so it's like it's just gonna be hard to try to figure out a comp or like a situation where you could run it in to where it would be like beneficial enough to leave only one healer on the ground.
I don't know if any kind of fly would work in Overwatch besides Echo. Like, I don't think Pharah is going to see much play in the competitive scene, but I feel like with these changes to supports and with this new support being added that we haven't seen yet, maybe Pharah and Echo will become more viable. From what the community is speculating, this new Kanazaka Fox healer is going to be mostly like a speedy, boosty kind of Lucio AoE healing, like a Brig Lucio combo.
Yeah.
So there could be very well a healer that does really good ground AoE healing, like Brig on release, and then you'll have a Mercy and someone be able to follow an Echo Pharah in.
Yeah, literally like Echo, because like I said, Echo is like already meta, so like I'm sure she'll be fine.
Oh, Echo will be fine.
I don't know, Pharah has just always been one of those characters where it's like, it's either like if you have a Pharah that's extremely good, like it's good, but like even then, like there's teams that just figure out how to counter it, and it's just hard for the Pharah to get value. It's like one of those picks where it's like the enemy team can't figure it out, they can't figure it out. But like, once they do, it's kind of like you have to get off of it or you're just throwing.
Abuse it as much as possible before it goes away.
Yeah.
I don't know if... Oh yeah, a bunch of the characters have animated skins. I meant to mention that, but... What's the hot take? I remember having a hot take. Obviously, Sojourn is good.
Broken.
Sojourn's in a really good position right now.
Yeah.
Cassidy might actually be pretty decent.
He's okay. He's very comp dependent and map dependent.
that's the thing, is that I don't think that's the case with his current condition. You have to play him to kind of experience it. I've been saved so many times by his nade. His nade is just dumb. I can abandon a target and that shit blows up. It kills the target and still does splash damage, and it locks on to you temporarily. Like, it can still track you through like team. Like, if you're shooting a Zen and you throw that at Zen, it will stick to Zen. Like, it will follow him a little bit, stick to Zen. But also, when you combat roll for half a second, you have like a damage immunity, like almost like I think it's like 40% damage immunity. So you can physically just like you can get shot at constantly, and then you can just roll and you can avoid a lot of the damage.
Yeah.
Like
I think
50% damage.
Cass's biggest problem in the meta that's currently going on is like he doesn't have one shot potential, because a lot of these comps they're playing is Sojourn Tracer or Sojourn Hanzo or Sojourn Ash or Tracer
Sojourn
Ash.
and anything.
Yeah, like it's just a lot of like one shot poke shit. So like Kree's really gonna struggle in the poke fight. Like if people get up close, I mean like yeah he has a chance, but like from that point like Sojourn does so much damage and shit. So it's like it kind of Kree just kind of gets lost in the sauce in a sense.
Run
Of
Reaper
like
Torb. I want Reaper
yeah,
Torb. I want Bastion
Reaper
Torb.
Torb. Reaper Torb.
Dude,
Bastion sucks, but he's worse than he was. I'm sorry.
the only changes he got was that his nade got a 2-second cooldown reduction. That's it. That's his only change.
He needs to just I don't know, but Bastion fucking sucks. When he's not in turret mode, he is literally the most throw character
That's
you could
why
possibly
I like
play.
playing him. That's the point though. I only ever play throw characters besides Junkrat. Junkrat's not a throw character. He's just very
He's in a
very
bad
map
spot right
specific.
now. Yeah.
Junkrat, yeah, my boy Trash
He,
Baby, not real feeling too
even
good.
on Control Center, people aren't running him anymore.
I don't. That's the worst part is I love Junkrat, but I don't love Junkrat right now.
Yeah, Junkrat is in a horrible spot. I don't know what they could do to him to make him even be relevant, but like
They'd have to change around how the pace of the game to help him because there's nothing you
Yeah.
can do to Junkrat. They made it so his trap locks people in target now, so they can't walk out
yeah,
of
it's
it.
not like walking anymore.
Yeah, they gave him his grenades have a bigger explosion radius, so even when you direct impact it, the explosion can still hit people, or like the explosion of a nade on the ground is a little bit bigger. So when you die as Junkrat, you do a lot more damage with your I forgot the word for him. Death nades.
Concussive mines or whatever.
No, his death nades. What are they called?
Oh.
Martyrdom grenades?
I have no clue.
It's something like that. But I don't know. Trash Baby's not in a good spot, and I cry about it a little bit before I go to sleep every night because
You know, Sim isn't even good either. Like, I don't even think Sim can be played. Like, I don't even know.
Her teleporter automatically gets destroyed after 8 seconds. It's not even permanent.
Yeah, people only use her to TP out of spawn. Like that's it.
Well, I mean, at least she's viable in that sense. Every single situation where you need to teleport out of spawn, she's there, which is 90% of it.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not on the level of Trash Baby. Sombra is also kind of up there with, like, she can be played, but I don't see why.
Well, she's played against Doom comps and ball comps.
Yeah,
Just
for sure.
because you can fuck a Doom over and just continuously hack him over and over and over and over again, and then you could. It's also because a lot of like people are running these Brig Zen right now and like Zen Ana and shit. So like, especially against a Zen as Sombra, like if they have an EMP, you can just hack and then EMP them and kill them immediately.
Oh my god, I had a moment on Gibraltar where I was abusing the fuck out of this one Lucio. I knew that he had beat for the next fight, and I was like, he's gonna beat for like, I think we had Grav, and it was like, he's gonna beat for the Grav. I 100% know it. I hacked him once while invis, and I knew he had it. And that entire team fight while we're pushing in, I just hacked him. Just him.
Yeah.
And he was unable to, he had it the whole time, he just couldn't use it and save his team, so his team just ended up falling over. The guy messaged me later and he's like, could you fucking like stop? Can you stop doing this? I was like, no. This is fun.
Sombra is picked literally just to screw Doom comps.
Hey, I mean, if it works, it works. If the shoot fits.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I find a lot of my frustration in Overwatch 2 right now, besides being pointed at Junker Queen, because Junker Queen, amidst a lot of it, is not that difficult to fight. Most of my anger is at Sojourn. I fucking hate it when I go up against a good Sojourn player because there's nothing I can do. If they have a good healer and a good Sojourn player, forget it. Like,
Yeah, no,
you're
like
not killing
Sojourn.
Sojourn.
I don't know what they're gonna do to her, but she's definitely gonna get nerfed here in a
They're
little
gonna
bit.
nerf her movement. They're gonna nerf her movement.
I don't even know because the one-shot potential is what's so bad. Like you can literally play Widowmaker as Sojourn.
I think that's why I think it's the movement potential, is because she's able to get into all these different positions so fucking quickly, and she can slide like in and go out and blah blah blah, go in between covers. If they nerfed like maybe how far she slid, and maybe how like she didn't have like a freaking vertical like BAP, maybe she'd be a little bit different, because you can just bunny hop. You can just fucking immediately cancel it and get on high ground. It's like that's not fun.
I mean, yeah, you can. That is true. You can kind of just get onto somebody extremely fast and headshot them.
Mm-hmm. See if
like
they
maybe it needs to be more like a advanced warfare slide, but like a little less toned down.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a lot less like distance, but you know, maybe put it on like a shorter cooldown, maybe like a second less cooldown. That way, it's like you can use it a little bit more often, but you don't slide nearly as fast. So you still have the mobility, but you don't have the fucking vert of two Baptistes or the slide of a Reinhardt charge.
She's definitely gonna get nerfed though, because the pro league people are tearing shit up.
Well, yeah, and what is it that you really do to counter that besides either a Sombra or another Sojourn, right? It's like whoever.
It's literally just whoever the better Sojourn. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, yeah, put that character into the hands of players who like pop off regularly.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Like Kai, Sparker,
what's their
Kisu, like all those people have been just completely annihilating teams.
Patapan on Soldier and Patapan on Sojourn. Really, really good. I really like Patapan. I'm a big fan of Patapan.
I think he's alright.
He didn't get much view time, huh?
Yeah, I think he's just more of like he's good, but I don't know if he's like great.
I mean, we're obviously not anywhere close to judging how good a pro league player is, because we are not at that caliber. Like, they can run. That's the reason why I feel bad about judging, or like not even judging, giving my opinions on league players, is because I'm not even close to being at that position. Where it's like, if I criticize this player and they 1v1 me, I'd get my ass handed to me. Like, they're good. They're really good, but they're not good compared to other players in the league.
Kai.
Kevster, Kai, Sparker,
Proper. Yeah.
Even I honestly was so excited to see Pelican play, but I don't know.
Pelican, I mean, like, I feel like some of these big time players that just aren't showing up. Like, I don't know.
It's because it's a new generation of Overwatch, just like Overwatch's motto.
Dude, Carpe fucking sucks, bro. No,
Carpe's washed.
This dude does nothing. Like, it is so bad.
Remember when Jinmu's Farah on Overwatch 1 was super good, and now Jinmu's Farah is like despised.
I mean, you just can't do anything. You can't do anything.
So far, I don't think I don't know. Who won the last? Who won?
You talking about the first tournament of this year?
Yeah, first tournament this year. Who won it?
The Gladiators.
Gladiators won it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought fucking San Fran won it.
No, they got knocked out. They got nervous or some shit.
they got the jitters. Just like
they got like stage fright or some shit.
Just like AF Leviathans. What can I say?
Facts.
Dude, I will never forget the disappointment I felt after Blizzard World. That ripped tire. I will never feel anything. I did all. I don't even know what else I could have done more. Like, obviously I could have, but like, I don't fucking know. There's more that we all could have done. I could have hit my tire. I could have probably switched to a different character. I could have probably been a better Tracer player than I was back then. Oh my god, dude. Throw me on Aura Fury Leviathans with the experience I have now. I would fucking... Holy shit. I would run teams over. Because those were like diamond teams, right?
Uh-huh.
And I got used to Exodus Master scrims. Like, even now when I'm in Genesis, I'm so used to the speed that Exodus plays at that when I start slowing down, it starts, like, seriously handicapping me. I'm like, I want to play fast. I want to get in their face, but, like, I can't ever play like that with Genesis. Sorry, that's a
Yeah.
hot opinion. Genesis isn't bad. Genesis by no means is bad. I love Genesis and everyone who's involved. I'm just saying I'm used to like the speed in which Masters players play at, you know.
Yeah, it's just gonna take time.
But that's not the topic. That's an off topic that I can talk about some other time. But I'm maybe not on the team. Let's say that. Um, Overwatch 2. Oh yeah, I guess this involves Overwatch 2 was my debate on whether or not I wanted to be an Overwatch team in general. With Overwatch 2 coming into fruition, I started looking at Overwatch 1 and scrimming in Overwatch 1 as like not even fun. It's just I go into it being super stressed and pissed off because I'm just like I'm sideline charactered again. Like I'm not ever playing. So I was like, maybe Overwatch 2 will be different because the team space is a little smaller, the players you can play double hit scan like more often than not. There's a lot of double hit scan players. So maybe I'll be more viable in Overwatch 2.
Mm-hmm.
But Overwatch 2, man, I have no negatives about it. Like not too many serious negatives that need to be changed besides the fact that they ruined my favorite character. They took my two favorite characters away from me. Bastion and Junkrat.
They are non-existent currently.
Hey man, at least I'm not a fucking Mei player. That's what I gotta say. At least I'm not a fucking Mei player.
The thing that's bad about those characters, is like they're not even viable in quick play. Like you just can't play them. Like they're just so fucking bad.
I played Junkrat and I did nothing. Like I played Junkrat with you and I did hot ass. I was like,
It's
oh
just
wow.
so bad. Like even in quick play in 6v6 and Overwatch 1, like when you played Junkrat, it was a throw, but like you could still do cool shit and get kills. In
Yeah.
Overwatch 2, like you just can't kill anything. It's just so
Because it's all
fucking bad.
fast. It's all Sojourns and it's all movement characters getting in your face. And Junkrat really struggles after like if you have to stay in that mid range with Junkrat.
Yeah.
But if you're fucking in his face, he has to run away. That's like one of his biggest things. Is his concussion mines. The reason he has two of them is because when he throws one, you just dive him, and then boom, he's dead. It's like, oh, give him two.
No, like back to the like thing, like Overwatch 2 competitive, like something I'm working on is like, because I don't like bench like at all. Like I don't want to be benched as a player. I think everybody feels that way.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm confident enough in my hit scan. Like I know it's not my primary thing, but like I think everybody's seen me play hit scan characters at some point. Like especially like Widow and whatnot. Like I don't think, like the only thing I'm working on really is like Tracer, because I know my Widow's fine, and I can play Widow. Like, but my Tracer, I mean, even my Tracer I feel like has been getting really better recently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just fun. Like it's like one of those things I was mentioning earlier. It's fun to like be in like a thing where you have to learn these characters to stay relevant, you know?
Yeah, it's
Because like it's something to work towards rather than saying like, oh, I know how to play all the characters and it's the same shit every map.
I think Tracer is like the one character I put the most amount of effort into to learn, and I guess it kind of shows. Like it showed in Exodus, and it showed to like even the to see through and all those people.
Yeah.
That like when you commit yourself to a hero and you start putting the time in to learn how that hero works, you get really good at them, and you just like learn all these little intricate things, and you can move on to the next hero, and that improves. Every hero improves some aspect of your gameplay. With Sojourn, I feel like it really improves like just the micro little aiming and like timing, when to go in, when to use your abilities, and that kind of like bleeds into every other character in Overwatch 2.
I've been watching a lot of like pro gameplay this season, and I don't know, I feel like it's been like transferring into my games because I feel like I make a lot smarter decisions when it comes to team fights.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm able to slow the game down a little bit more because I know I don't really understand what they're doing or why they're doing it, but like I kind of like watch why they use cooldowns and like how they use them and stuff, and it's
You're
like helped me a lot to like understand more of like what I'm doing and when I need to be doing it.
Yeah,
Because
because
like when I first played, which is sorry,
there you go.
when I first played Sojourn when the beta released, I was hot fucking dog doo doo ass at that character. Like I'd got fucking 0 kills. But like after watching the pro league players, like seeing how they use their right clicks and how they built up their charge when they use their slows, like how they used it. Like I'm starting to like copy that and put it into my own little gameplay, and it's like, dude, you saw me play the other day. Like Sojourn is, I'm just like a menace on that character now.
Cracked on the sticks. What can I say? Man can play on an Xbox controller and still beat the team. What can I say?
Play on a Switch.
Dude, I'm playing on Switch right now. You're not even ready.
Playing on Switch. I'm actually better.
That's
What
the
are you
worst part
doing?
is that someone will probably do that. Someone will probably load up Switch just to be disrespectful. Be like, oh yeah, cool. Let me just turn with the sensitivity of like 2 PlayStation controllers. Let me just go for it. Is there anything about Overwatch 2? I think this is going to be one of the shorter streams just because like there's only so much you can say about Overwatch 2. And also like
Yeah.
I don't mind doing just like an hour-long episode. They're fine. It's easier to edit. It's easier to make funny moments out of. You know, I think it's better than carrying the conversation on to a different topic.
Yeah.
If you could change any one aspect of Overwatch 2, which aspect would you change? If you could revert something or make a different change, like is there something you would bring back from Overwatch 1, or is there anything you would change permanently? Like what kind of change would you make to Overwatch 2 right now?
If I were to change anything about Overwatch 2, that's a hard question. Because there's so much new shit that like it feels like nothing's wrong. You know?
Yeah.
I'd say probably. I don't know.
We can leave it at that. You could just leave it like if you genuinely think there's nothing you think could be changed, then you know nothing needs
Yeah,
to
I
be
mean,
changed.
like, I don't think there's anything wrong with the game right now. Like, I mean, obviously there's little things that are wrong with it as far as because it's a beta and shit, but like I think overall like they're kind of shifting everything into like a good spot. Like all the shit that was wrong like now is starting to finally become a little bit. But I think the only thing that they need to not do for this game is like cap people off at like how many people they can queue with. Because I feel like especially when you get higher up into like GM and stuff, people struggle because they like there's never anybody to play with, you know what I mean?
That's another
Or
thing is that they're changing the rank. Sorry, continue, but they're changing the rank
yeah.
system.
Yeah, like I feel like if GMs could like 5 stack, that'd be cooler for them. Like I feel like a GM people would really appreciate being able to 5 stack again. And being able to go up into a match with 5 people rather than like solo queuing every day or like duo queuing with one person, or if that person's not on, then you're forced to solo queue. I feel like they would really enjoy that, like the higher level people.
I feel like the only changes I'd make were to independent heroes, like maybe turning down Sojourn a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, Sojourn needs to be tuned a little bit.
And then tuning Junker Queen just a tad as well, because Junker Queen is like people are playing her because she's a new character. Ooh, new character. But Junker Queen doesn't really do all that much. Junker Queen is good solely for her shout and for her anti-heal. If she didn't have her shout, I don't think she'd be played at all. And if she didn't have the anti-heal on her ult, I don't think she'd be played at all.
She'll probably be tuned, but the thing we have to understand is we don't really know how to play that character yet.
No, I'm just saying from fresh hot opinions.
Oh yeah, from like fresh out the rip, she seems like dog shit. Like every
Yeah.
time I play against her, I just don't care.
Watch, we're gonna go into episode fucking 6, and she's gonna be changed.
Junker Queen needs to be nerfed.
Yeah, I will sit here like, oh fuck. Sit here on the hot seat, being the guy who was like, yeah, they could buff her.
She's dog shit.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that moment, dude. I'm waiting for that moment to get thrown back in my face.
Once the pros figure out how to play her, it's gonna be probably completely different.
I want the Kazaka Fox healer. If they're like an Ari from League of Legends, you know, like
Never played it.
basically like she's a girl with like she's a what's their name? It's a mythological creature or like a character, but basically what they are like human-like people who have 9 tails.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and she basically is like a DPS healer almost with like a charm ability. So I'm thinking if this hero is like a, to put it bluntly, a fox girl who does AoE healing and speed, then great. Also, the thing, I think they're making alternatives to Lucio. Like, they're making alternatives to Lucio, because Lucio is just present in so many comps that I think they're making tanks and other healers to kind of replace him and kind of change up how healing is done. Because Lucio's great. Like, his beat is great. His speed, great. You know, his boop ability, great. But Jungler Queen can now speed you up with her shout. Not that bad, not that much as Lucio, but she can still speed him up. And
Yeah.
fucking this healer apparently is also laying down gates that he speed boost you or heal you. So, you know, you don't really need Lucio anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be one of those things where I feel like they're trying, which is good. I think they're trying to make the game to where there's different comps you can run rather than like on Overwatch 1. If you get on a certain map, you know that there's one comp you can run, and that is the only comp that's really good to run. Like, you can run whatever comp you want, but like the team that's running the meta comp on that map is probably gonna win the map.
Oh yeah, 100%. I
Unless you're just mechanically better with a different comp. Like, I mean, like, if you take a perfect brawl team versus like a perfect double shield team and you put them on King's Row, like, the brawl team's probably gonna win, you know, if it's like a perfect versus perfect. Well, I
Because at
mean,
this
actually,
point,
no, maybe
it
not.
comes down to gameplay, like gameplaying, and then game mechanics. That's what
That
it really
might be
boils
dumb
down
to say, because I feel like double shield's better if they play it perfectly.
Double shield is perfect. Like, I think double shield would be better if you played it perfectly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what analogy I need, but I feel like
Good
on
thing there's
Overwatch
no
1,
double shield anymore.
there's cookie cutter comps that you know you have to run on certain maps. But on Overwatch 2, I feel like they're trying to make it to where you have like different choices.
You have options, like with these new healers and with Jungler Queen, you can play the same comp, but in a different way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I
There's
think
like
that's the
new
best part
Brawl
about Overwatch.
rather than Reinhardt.
That's the whole concept Overwatch is going for, though, isn't it? Like, having different characters from different backgrounds with different abilities, all striving to achieve the same thing. And I feel like that's being reflected in gameplay.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's like set in stone right now, the only thing that you see consistently every map is Sojourn.
Fucking, what do you think? Why? Why do you think that? Huh? I wonder. Maybe because she's over fucking tuned.
She's pretty underpowered.
Bro, they literally took all of her dials and cranked them to 11. It was like, this is okay.
I feel like they just wanted to see her in the Pro League.
Yeah, they made this new character and like, why isn't anyone playing her? What the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, all right, motherfuckers.
Fine. Here's her damage. It's at max now.
You guys didn't want to fucking play her? Watch this.
I was almost debated on like, my friend made a joke. I was like, I was almost sure they just went into the game mode custom settings, like custom games, and they looked at Sojourn for Team 1 and Team 2, and they just upped her damage to like 150% and called it a patch. Like, let's see how this plays. Yeah, OBS Junkrat really teasing around the settings.
I don't know, I'm really excited to find, like, when the game finally releases, when all the shit is clean, when the view career profile is clean, when the looking for game thing is clean, like when everything's finally polished, I'm so excited to see what it looks like.
You know who I played with yesterday?
Oh.
I played with Yaki and I played with Sleepy.
Bro, everybody plays with people. I have not got one fucking game with anybody famous. Not one. Not one.
I've played with...
Dude, bro, Alex gets in games with pros every fucking time he plays the game.
Well, Alex is Alex is the closest one we know to the professional level besides CT.
Yeah, but Alex isn't ranked that high though.
Well, Alex is just goated at the game. What can I say? CT literally got to talk to Super.
Built diff.
Dude, I haven't had many interactions with pro players, but the ones that I have are all players that I've, you know, watched or kind of absorbed. Like
I would
Yaki.
love to just see a pro player, even if they're on the other team. Like, I would love to play against one, honestly.
I think my favorite pro besides Sleepy that I played with Sleepy, not against Sleepy. I played with Sleepy. I don't know who it was. It was my friend went up against Pine. My friend Coma went up against Pine as Tracer, and it was terrifying. He said, but he almost beat Pine in a deathmatch.
That'd be sick.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, I would love to play against a pro player and shit down their throat. That'd be nice.
My friend plays Halo 5 a lot, and
but I'd probably get shit on.
Maybe. My friend played Halo 5. He plays a lot of Smite, and he plays against. He actually gets matched with
Smite
like
is
Smite pro
awesome.
players. It is pretty good. He plays with Smite pro players. Like
Yeah.
I think he's friends with a few of them. Um, but he played against Team Liquid, or like half of the Team Liquid, on Halo 5. Three
Oh
Team
wow.
Liquid players, yeah. And he said he said he got stomped, like obviously, but he did also like. I think all of his kills that he got, all of them were on the Team Liquid players. So it was like
That's
he
cool.
said like, I can't really say anything. I can't really complain. I
Yeah.
I don't know if you know who they are. You know Salty Fish, Salty
No.
Fish, Too Bold. They're YouTubers that I really enjoy, and I played against them in Overwatch 2 and Overwatch 1, and they both said I was a goated Zarya player. So
There you go.
um, I played with Tim the Tatman. Tim the Tatman was fun to play with.
I can imagine.
Yeah. How is he still Masters? No fucking clue. How is he GM? Don't know.
Because he got boosted by good players.
He got boosted by Moon Moon. And he got boosted by Moon Moon and what's his face? His other friend.
I don't even know who he used to play with.
Anyway, while we finish the last 5 minutes of our conversation, to just wrap it up real quick, Overwatch 2, I think we both come to the consensus, is a very well received and accepted change and new game to Overwatch's story.
Yeah, it's definitely like refreshing as a not even just as like a competitive player, but like just a casual player. It's probably extremely refreshing finally.
And people like Donkey and people who are seeing Overwatch from a casual perspective, or someone who hasn't really indulged in Overwatch, they say it as the exact same game. It's practically the exact same game in their eyes. But for us, being Overwatch players, we're starved for content. This is so fucking nice. So in response to that, do you have anything you want to say to the people who genuinely think Overwatch 2 is just Overwatch 1 with a new coat of paint, but it's the exact same game anyway? Like nothing's changed. Do you have anything to say?
I mean, it's the same game, yes, but the way you play that game and just the feel of it is just 100 times different than Overwatch 1.
Call of Duty players.
Just like, and like that's the thing is people that don't play the game don't really appreciate like the sound changes or like the visual changes. But like you said, like we've been drained, like we haven't had zero good content in so long to where like it's night and day, like Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2. And that's sad though to think about, because like if you think about it, Overwatch 2 is really good. Like it's not that much different than Overwatch 1. I mean it is, but like it's not really,
They could have
for
just
like
made all these changes to Overwatch 1.
yeah. For like a brand new game, it's not like a brand new game. But like for us it is because that's how bad it's been.
when the PvE comes out, that's gonna be a fun time.
That will be it will be huge.
That's
for, like,
Overwatch
people that
2.
don't play the game. Yeah.
I love Overwatch. I don't think Overwatch 2 is going to exceed my expectations, mainly because I think I set the bar, and a lot of people are setting the bar really high for Overwatch 2. I
think that for the beginning, it will reach your expectations, but as time goes on, it's gonna feel more of like a little bit underwhelming.
A Left 4 Dead Overwatch 2 remake. Not gonna lie. With the PvE coming out, it's just Overwatch 2 with a new coat of paint. The other thing is, the Overwatch 2 classic skins, like the defaults, are like legendary skins in my eyes. Like you see them, you're like, holy fuck. These are new skins. These are legendary skins, and they're like they're the defaults. They're releasing new skins for everyone, and those are the default ones, the ones that I think are legendary value.
I think the skins will be very good from here on out.
Oh my god, dude! Even like I remember back in the day when they released these Overwatch, like basically like collection skins, like the wintertime ones where they turn Soldier into an Alpine 76. Like all these skins are just so good when they came out. But Overwatch 2 is gonna, with the new graphics they have, with the new animations they've got, with the new lighting and sounds that they can take advantage of, they'll probably change the sounds of guns depending on the fucking skin. They'll probably add cool custom animations to them. And not to mention, we haven't even got the inspect mechanic yet. Like,
yeah,
the skins are gonna be so fucking good. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think that overall it's gonna feel like um just great to just really be able to appreciate all the stuff that the problem is, and why I think Overwatch 2 won't build up to the hype and we won't get like we'll get new player base, but like it won't be as big as people are talking about, is just because like this is shit that should have been added in the game like to begin with.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like this is shit that should have been added like years ago.
This is the expectations we had for them a while ago.
Yeah, and now they're finally meeting them, and that's why it feels so good as a player. But for people that don't play the game, they're coming back and they're like, "Oh, cool, it looks better."
It's also
You know
kind
what
of
I mean?
unacceptable for the Overwatch team to kind of just like neglect the changes that we were asking for, and then all of a sudden be like, they have obviously apologized, I think, but it's kind
Yeah,
of
well, I mean,
neglectful.
it's too late to apologize. No pun intended. It's too late. No, but
It's too late.
it's just like I don't know, man. It's sad to say, but they have really shit the bed like over the past couple years.
But they're not shitting the bed now. I would much rather them stop shitting the bed entirely with a new baby project than shit the bed continuously.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
I mean, we can only hope that they just continue to make the game better and better and better.
Hey man, we're on the forefront of not only being on Overwatch teams respectively, but also being consumers of the game since launch. So we'll be able to tell when the game goes into the shit bin.
Oh yeah.
So before we close out, I just want to say I appreciate you coming on for the Overwatch 2 episode, even if there's only 2 of us. We're going to look forward to the next one, where we'll be talking about the advancements of gaming. How has gaming felt better? How has gaming gotten more enthralling, more grasping? How it's grabbed you by the nuts and it just pulled you in. Fucking, yeah. It makes you squawk kind of feeling, you know? It just got you right by the balls. We're going to talk about that. And then in 2 weeks, we'll talk about just new games we're looking forward to and what was really coming down the pipeline in terms of, you know, new studios, new games, new titles, new series. And then, you know, we'll get into the new episodes coming in while I figure them out. But so far, look forward to those 2. Squeesh, you'll probably be there for almost all of them, so.
Yep.
Minus the full body tracking in VR1, because I don't think you've ever experienced
Yeah, I don't have that stuff.
But yeah, look forward to that. Again, I appreciate you being on here, even if it's only for an hour. And I look forward to doing this next week, and I hope everyone who sees this VOD or sees this video on YouTube. Oh yeah, go like the videos on YouTube. Episode 1 and 2 have been released. Go like them now, or else.
Subscribe.
We're no only
Ring that bell, motherfucker.
Ring that bell. Watch these VODs, bro. Go like them. Go share a comment. Timestamp your favorite moment. And then, you know, be excited. Every release for the episodes, completely unedited, will be released every second day off the stream. So every Wednesday, it will be released on Fridays. And every Friday stream, it will be released on Sundays. And there's a new kind of concept I want to go for. Maybe a game show, you know, with prizes, you know.
But also remember, you guys can tune in live on Frenchie's Twitch.
Oh yeah.
If you guys want to catch it live.
Oh, thanks, man. Plugging it for me. Twitch.tv/Frenchie the King. We stream here every Wednesday and every Friday. From I think 3 p.m. EST, 1 p.m. MTD.
Yeah,
And,
if you guys want to interact with us and be able to talk to us in chat and ask questions about what we're talking about, or like maybe even chime in with some of your own opinions we can bounce off of, it'd be much appreciated, and it'd be fun to interact with you guys.
Hell yeah. So thank you everyone for coming out. Thank you, Squeesh, and hope you all have a good rest of whatever day you're spending this watching.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Have like an opera house at the end.
Oh.